Manchester United 3, Liverpool 2. An absolute train wreck of a performance, of a game. An unacceptable defeat. In the eyes of Liverpool fans, that is. But to FSG, this is acceptable. The level of performance and the results are both acceptable. And you know how we know that? Because this bald-headed fraud is still the Liverpool manager. And it looks like he is going to be the manager going into next season. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be the not-so-instant match reaction to Liverpool's 3-2 defeat at the hands of Manchester United yesterday. Kobbie Mainoo for Manchester United becoming the hero on the day after Man United raced into a somewhat controversial 2-0 lead in the first half. We will address the controversy in this video. Do not worry about that. Liverpool got back into the game in the second half, but it wasn't by any means anything special from Liverpool that really got them back into the game. It was two horrendous mistakes by Manchester United. Almost like they were feeling sorry for us. Almost like it was that easy, that they lacked concentration in the second half that allowed Liverpool back into the game. Dominic Szoboszlai and Cody Gakpo with the goals for the Reds to get it back on level terms. And then Kobbie Mainoo turned up as the match winner to give the 3 points and the bragging rights to Manchester United. We're going to be going through the game. We're going to be talking about the performance, the result and everything else in between. But before we go any further discussing all of that and much more, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you are new. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And I also encourage each and every single one of you to get involved in the comment section down below. Use and abuse that section, people, and talk to me on how you think the game went yesterday, the performance, the result, and everything else in between. I'm sure what you have to say will make for great interest in reading. So please do get involved. And without further ado, let's go on with the conversation ourselves. Look, there's only two positives that come out of yesterday. The first positive, even though it is a rivalry game and I want to beat Manchester United at everything, I don't care whether it's the actual game of football or whether it's the coin toss before the game even kicks off. I want to beat Manchester United at everything. But despite that, at least this game didn't necessarily have too much jeopardy on it. I still think Liverpool have qualified for the top 5 next season. I know it's not mathematically certain yet, but I still think Liverpool have qualified for the top 5 for next season for Champions League football. So the only thing really riding on this game was rivalry and bragging rights, which is unacceptable in of itself, but at least there was nothing further than that in terms of no Champions League football for next season, because I couldn't bear the thought of not being in that competition next season, even if we've got this manager managing us and we probably have very little chance of winning the competition because he's kind of useless right now. And the second part that's good is that we are 90 minutes closer to finishing the season. That was another game down. We've got 3 more games left of this train wreck of a campaign. And we can finally get out of here and just forget that this season... Not like forget the season ever happened, but kind of put this season to bed and behind us and move forward. I'm so done with this season. I was done after Manchester United earlier on in the season. I was certainly done in later games as well, where Liverpool have embarrassed themselves. I am now even more done after witnessing what happened last night. Man United raced into a 2-goal lead, and from there I thought, this is going to be a cricket score. This is going to be a bloodbath. They're going to get revenge for the 7-0 thrashing that we gave them a few years ago. Didn't quite pan out that way. Obviously, like I say, United got a bit confident, a bit cocky, grew back, and Liverpool, I wouldn't necessarily say grew back into the game, but they were helped. Man United maybe feeling sorry for us, maybe wanting to make a bit more of a competition of things in the game as it went on. allowed us back into the game. 2 horrendous errors, 2 goals from Liverpool. But should we have been 2-0 down in the first place? Let's address the controversy first, shall we? First and foremost, the Benjamin Sesko goal. I've watched it from multiple different angles. It looks like it's touched his hand. It looks like he has touched his hand. There is movement in the fingers of Benjamin Sesko to suggest the ball definitely did touch his hand and therefore go into the back of the net. Now, it may have seemed harsh to maybe chalk the goal off, but by the letter of the law, if the last part of your body, if the hand is the last part that the ball touches before going into the back of the net, it's not a goal, whether intentional or not intentional. Earlier on this season, Alexis Mac Allister had a goal ruled out against Nottingham Forest for the ball hitting his elbow and going into the back of the net. I felt it was harsh on Mac Allister because it's not like he intentionally touched it, whereas Sesko, it looked like he intentionally sort of did touch it, hand of God style. But Mac Allister's was rightly ruled out for offside because it's by the letter of the law. So Sesko's wasn't for some reason. Now, I know a lot of people will say that it would have been dragged back for a foul by Curtis Jones. He would have been sent off. It would have been a penalty. And if that is to be the case, then that is to be the case. Because, again, by the letter of the law. You could argue they played advantage. They messed up their own advantage by their own doing because of the handball. So it would have been interesting to see what the referee would have done in that regard. But again, if it was to go back to the penalty, it goes back to the penalty. Jones, in their eyes and a lot of people's eyes, probably does get sent off. But at least then you have an opportunity of still making it 0-0, 1-0 at the time, rather than going down 2-0 to Liverpool. The controversy, regardless of what the situation is, has to be followed by the letter of the law. And the letter of the law is he touched it with his hand, it should not have counted. Now, whether you argue that you played on, or whether you argue that you should go back and take care of the foul, that is down to the referee and the VAR. The goal simply should not have stood, in my personal opinion. As harsh as it may have been. Still would have gone on and won the game anyway, I think. But at least the letter of the law would have been followed. And the tackle from Bruno Fernandes, look, he's just got a bit overexcited, hasn't he? He's just tried to go into a crunching challenge in a derby. It's one of them where I've seen worse and I've seen better fouls. And on both occasions, I have seen both of those types of fouls get sent off to the player. I think, again, in typical refereeing fashion, maybe he's managed the game managed the occasion rather than the game. So I think Bruno got very, very lucky it wasn't a red card. I will admit that. I think he did get very, very lucky that wasn't a red card offence. Again, I don't think it changes too much. Liverpool was so poor. We're so boring. We're so predictable. Again, go back and check out any of the videos that I've done on this. Any of the reaction videos to Liverpool games. Any of the live streams I've done to Liverpool games. It's the same stuff over and over and over again. And I just don't, for the life of me, understand why FSG are putting out all this stuff about how Slot's going to be here next season. Slot's going to see out at least the remainder of his contract here at Liverpool. I'm hoping it's all paper talk and it's all PR talk and it's all just get across the finish line, produce some good vibes, get a Champions League football for next season, and then we'll assess it in the summer. I'm hoping that that's the case, because I can't for the life of me understand why this guy is still here, for one thing, and I don't understand why the guy is still being talked about like he'll still be here for next year. I don't get it. I seriously do not get this at all. We have made no signs of improvement. We lack consistency. He is a coward in big games. Seriously, if you've got no Isak and you've got no Salah, why are you putting Gakpo not in his proper position? Why are you operating Florian Wirtz, one of the most creative outlets in world football, as a touchline winger? Why are you not playing someone who's a more natural winger in Rio Ngamoa from the start? Stop with this experimental stuff. Because again, he'll come out and he'll say, well, we fought back, we got back into the game. We didn't fight back or get back into the game. Once again, we capitalised on opposition mistakes. We capitalised on Man United allowing us back into the game by stupid, brain-dead errors from them. Which is the only way we pretty much score. If it's not by a Szoboszlai free kick, if it's not by a set piece, then it's by a corner. Then it is by opposition making mistakes. Past few weeks he's got away with it. Moments of brilliance from a certain Mohamed Salah. That's why we managed to get 3 games on the run with winning those games. But then when you don't have Salah, then when Isak is injured, which by the way, the leak that Isak was injured before the game needs to be investigated immediately. The fact that the Sun apparently got that story first needs to be investigated very, very deeply and very, very quickly. But the fact of the matter is, no Isak, no Salah. If you want to play Gakpo, I don't want to see Gakpo in a Liverpool shirt ever again, but if you feel the need to play him up front. At least it's more of a natural position for him than playing behind everyone else. Play Florian Wirtz through the middle. Again, most creative outlet. Doing very little when he's on the touchline as a winger. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, the fear, the cowardness, going down 1 or 2 players. And again, don't like this comparison, but when you look at what Jurgen Klopp would have done, Klopp wouldn't have cowardly changed. Klopp would have found players that could play in those positions. He would not have cowardly just gone about it and gone, alright, well, we'll move Frimpong further up. We'll play Curtis Jones as a right back. Even though he had a very good game, Curtis Jones, I thought he was one of our better performing players. Still, he's not a right back. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous what this guy keeps on doing. Game in, game out. Expecting different results. Us not playing well. Us struggling to progress the ball forward. It's the same old story. It's the same old problems. Every single freaking game. And you think that buying a few players in the summer may actually change that? I don't know, because he had 450 million last summer and we got worse. I hate to think what's going to happen this summer with a lot of money being spent, if it's going to be spent. I'm really worried. I'm really worried as long as he is here. Because I think a change in manager may bring out the best in some of these players. I understand that maybe some of these players aren't good enough. Ryan Gravenberch continues to frustrate me. Cody Gakpo is useless. I understand that some of these players may not be good enough. But I also think that a better manager gets better results out of these players. And like I say, yesterday, we are lucky that there is no real jeopardy on that result. We are so lucky that top 5 is seemingly wrapped up. Not confirmed. Not confirmed. I can't stress that enough. It's not mathematically certain. It's not set in stone. But it is pretty much there. But at the same time, I feel like we are fortunate that top 5 is pretty much there, and this game had nothing more riding on it than bragging rights. Bragging rights, a rivalry, and even then, I'm still frustrated we didn't win. I said we'd draw. I thought the best result we'd get would be a draw. In all honesty, I said the best result we'd get would be a draw. But even so, it's a rivalry game. It's Manchester United. I still would have liked to have seen us push for the win, even if we got a draw away at Old Trafford. We knew what kind of a hostile atmosphere and environment it would be. It always is. It's not like it's a surprise to anyone. But the fact that we turned up, we were shocking from the first minute right the way through to the game. Went down a goal, went down another goal almost instantly. It's appalling. Really, really, really is appalling. And like I say, this manager's going to spin it. The top tier journalists at Liverpool, they're going to spin it as well, as Liverpool showed fight to come back and Arne Slot deserves your support. No, he doesn't. No, he simply does not. Wouldn't be surprised if the articles that come out in the aftermath of this basically are blaming everybody but Slot yet again. Because I understand that everybody needs to take their portion of the blame here. But the one common thread throughout the entire season is that when you link it all back, whether it be certain individuals, whether it be the squad as a whole, whether it be the club, it all links back to Slot. But now it's growing on the club because they're not doing anything about it. And I'll go back to what I said at the top of the video. The longer he stays here, the more you have to believe that these are the kind of performances and results that FSG and the club want from Liverpool Football Club going forward. Hasn't changed since the beginning of the season. We have been inconsistent. We've been dreadful. We have been poor. And when we have been good, it's basically been for about half a game, or maybe even 1 or 2 games here and there that we've been really good. But there's been nothing in terms of good consistency. Three more games left. 3 more games left of this horrible, horrible season. Can't wait until it's over. Look, those are the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys are thinking and feeling. Let me know in the comment section down below what you made of the performance and result yesterday between Liverpool and Manchester United at Old Trafford. Would love to know what you guys are thinking and feeling there. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way out if you enjoy the video. Subscribe if you are new or want to see more content like this. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video / not so instant match reaction. And I'll see you and speak to you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers guys, thanks everyone for watching. Take care of yourselves and enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll speak to you all again very, very soon.